being out on the water for 8-9 hours a day. I mean, the shit that you would see. I mean,
Right.
no way in hell am I getting in that water unless you make me. You know what I mean? There's no way in hell, dude.
You know, the thing about it is, I like the ocean, but I can't swim.
You can't swim?
I cannot swim. I sink like a rock.
Wow.
But, you know, if I had a chance, I could spend all day on the ocean going deep sea fishing.
No, I could do that.
You know, I could do that all
I have
day.
no problem fishing as long as my ass is not the bait in the water. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I mean, no way in hell, dude. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, that's neat though that you used to live up there.
Yeah, we lived up there, I think, about a year.
Really?
Before my dad, of course, he got transferred back to the stateside. Of course, I actually started school in Scotland. I was in kindergarten. We stayed up there, I think, 2 years up in Scotland, because I remember when I came back to the United States, I got immediately put back in the first grade from the third grade.
Oh, really?
Right.
Damn.
Just different European
Because
school.
it's different schooling?
European school. So I had a lot of friends at 21 years old in high school.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You know, legal drinking age. What are you talking about? But
Still in school?
Yeah.
I would never get anything done.
You know.
I bet those parties were nice, though, huh?
Yeah, generally I stayed to myself. We always moved around every 6 months, every 2 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't make too many friends, so
You
didn't
could
have
have,
time for it.
you know, you could have paid your college degree with just the water out of that damn place.
Or, you know, if I can find this woman, whoever she is, you know, with the Sasquatch imprints, I can sell those all day too.
To be fair, I'm going to bring Edie back on with you there, so that you can feel free. You know, that is, I got to say, I got a lot of comments after that episode. That is the most controversial episode that I've done. The most controversial conversation I've had with anybody was that episode. And I knew it. I knew the minute that I booked a Bigfoot person that it was going to be nuts. And what I think is very interesting about this is that a lot of people, especially a lot of ghost hunters, completely dismiss Bigfoot, are completely against Bigfoot, but yet you believe in ghosts. So it's kind of, you know, it's one of those things. It's like, are we hating against the cryptozoology people, or, I mean, but then again, like her, she's a ghost hunter and she believes in Bigfoot. I'm not saying that it's I'm not saying it's not possible. That's my thing. I mean, there's a vast, just like the ocean, there's a vast amount of forest all over this world that has probably never ever been explored. So there is I believe there is a possibility that it could exist, but I don't think it's to the degree that a lot of people say. I mean, there's claims all over this country, all over the world of Bigfoot. I don't think that it's everywhere. It's possible that it's somewhere, but I don't think it's in Indiana. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be. I don't know.
Yeah, you could be, because they do have some pretty dense forest up in northern Indiana.
Yeah.
But also, too, you know, you don't hear anything about the Redwood Forest out in California.
Is there no claims out there of Bigfoot?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard any, but, you know, I'm not saying, because I don't go out chasing Bigfoot anyway, so.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
You know, if I see something come across my Facebook or my Google that pertains to Bigfoot, I will open up and I will read it, because I like to get a good left, see how fake those photos are.
Well, one of the reasons I had her on is just a couple weeks prior to recording that episode, there was a sighting in Rome, where I'm from, in Georgia.
Okay.
Somebody made this huge claim that there was a Bigfoot, and so that's what, you know, made me think, damn, I need to do this Bigfoot episode. And I always knew I was going to have Edie on, because I'd heard her on another podcast.
Right. Now, have you actually ever met her, or you just?
I've never met her. I've only heard her on that other podcast. And I told you, like, the reason I had her on is because a lot of people think of Bigfoot as this big, scary animal that's just going to rip your ass apart, you know?
Right.
And her story is much different. In fact, it's the complete opposite of that. She's one that she says she communicates with it, and she's, you know, she believes that they're friendly and this and that.
Well,
and
so
that's
are raccoons, but, you know.
If you meet the right one, I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm talking, you know, the issue I had, she's talking about taking cast molds and everything off these animals that are biting holes in the bottom of what? Fruit boxes? What she said, juice packs?
Juice boxes.
I'm talking about,
I don't know.
my min pin at home can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about you give you a tooth impression real quick, pop a hole in the bottom of the box.
That's the
Any
thing.
animal, you put food out there, an animal's going to find a way to get in there and get it.
But even in a juice box, how can you say that this is a Bigfoot? I mean, think. It's not like it's like a clay. It's not like you're getting a clay mold of it. You know, if something were to bite through a juice box, you're going to get a couple puncture holes.
Right.
I mean, how can you really get a cast from that?
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
I just not thought about that. That's $1 million question.
How can you even get a cast from something like that?
Not from a juice box.
Because it's going to be, it's hollow.
It's hollow. It's going to punch a hole in it.
Yeah.
Huh.
See, the more we talk about it, the more.
Yeah, the more the controversy is starting to come out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. She's got some really interesting recordings, though, of these Bigfoot screams. But again, I'm not there, so I don't know if that's. Now, I did tell her that when we go up to Whisper Estates, you know, we've been planning on doing that investigation, that we'll plan a day, and she's going to take us to this forest, and we'll do a Bigfoot hunt one night. Oh, and I'm totally down and willing to try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love to get out there. You know what I'm saying? If she can prove without a reasonable doubt that there is a Bigfoot or something that cannot be explained.
I don't think anybody can prove without a reasonable doubt. But the thing is, if I'm in the situation and I'm there, I can kind of debunk it myself. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's different when you're the one. It's just like what you're talking about when we're recording, you know, ghost evidence. There's a lot of people who are really skeptical about it. But me, I know the shit's real because I captured the fucking shit and I was there.
And I'll tell a person, you know, if you don't like, if you think it's fake, then don't look at it. You know, I know it's real. I was there. I saw it. And I get that. But, you know, and I guess you can go back. I was about to say something when you talk about going out into the woods, you know, go out with, what's her name again? Edie? Edie. Okay, I'm sorry. Going out in the woods with Edie when we go up the Whispers. The thing about it is you put anybody in that environment, like right now. I'm put right now in the middle of a living room in a house right now that has no power. And I'm constantly looking around right now because I'm a little on edge.
Yeah.
Just because I'm in not my familiar surroundings.
And in a reported haunted location.
And in a recorded haunted location. Or not recorded, but reported. Mm-hmm. Haunted location. So, yeah. You know, I'm a little on edge right now. So, I'm kind of... Your senses are going to be more heightened. Mm-hmm. So, you're going to, you know, swear up and down. You heard something, but you have to slow down and think about it logically.
Well, it's different when you're in the situation. Like, you know what I mean? It's one thing to hear, you know, a recording that somebody else recorded of something squealing in the woods, you know, but it's different to be there in the woods, hearing it all around you. And like you, personally, if we go and I hear that shit and it's supposed to be a Bigfoot, I'm going after it. I'm going to go find out what that damn noise is coming from.
Yeah, you're going to be.
I'm hauling ass through the woods and I'm going to find it.
You know,
and if it gets me, it gets me. But guess what? You can get a fucking tooth cast out of my ass when a Bigfoot bites me.
You know, a good night for me is preferably not sitting in a location where I'm sitting at right now. I prefer to be laying in my bed. and you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. 2:00 in the morning, sitting in a dark house is not my idea of fun. But you know, I enjoy the company that I'm with right now. You know, and realistically, I do get out here. I do enjoy doing this. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's really exciting when you capture something, especially you, because you were so skeptical of a lot of this stuff.
Well,
you were really skeptical when you joined, completely skeptical.
And I'm about to go there on a, and it's really not a personal experience because we actually caught it on the EVP recorder. Mm-hmm. We're standing. Can I say the location where we're at?
You can tell anyway.
We were at a place in Covington, Georgia, called the Gaither Plantation.
Mm-hmm. I talk about it all the time. My favorite place.
And I'm going to tell you that is my favorite place to go. Mm-hmm. I don't care about the big house. I like the little church that we go to.
Yep,
there's a church on property that was never part of that property. It was moved on property later. Landon and I were standing in there, and of course, you know, again, here I am standing in a dark room, no power. I can barely see a foot in front of me. I hear what sounds like footsteps just casually walking closer and closer, and all of a sudden it starts running at you. Okay, all I know is Landon is over there. Oh my God, you hear that? You hear that? You know, of course, he's got his headphones and he's got his recorder on. He can hear it first time. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't need no headphones. I didn't need a recorder to hear that. I heard that clear as day coming at us. All I know is I'm trying to back up real quick going backwards.
You were backing into me.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want to have nothing to do with it.
Now, if I believe I still have this, but if I do, since I am recording this episode, I am going to...
I just debunked that. The shadows.
Oh, it's from the car?
It's the cars passing by. Every time I hear a car passing by, I catching a shadow in the corner.
But like I was saying, since I am recording this episode, if I can find that audio clip, I'm going to play that here so you guys can hear the footsteps. I couldn't find it.
An impressive piece of evidence that was caught.
Yeah, and what Sean was talking about, me having the headphones, when I use my digital recorder, I plug my headphones in and it amplifies it. So in real time, I'm hearing an amplified, it's basically an amplified microphone, I guess. And a lot of times I can hear the EVPs in real time and then tag it on my recorder, you know. But yeah, that was a crazy piece of footage. Of audio. And then we were in the house.
Oh yeah.
And we caught literally one of the most amazing pieces of video footage to date, I believe, for this group.
And I would believe that was absolutely amazing. And I can actually recount. Landon and I were sitting in not Cecilia's room, was it?
Yes,
it was Cecilia's room.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting in the middle of that room. Of course, we didn't have the equipment we have today.
No, this was our first investigation.
Very first investigation
as this group.
We are sitting in the middle of this room, and of course, again, this is my first investigation. Landon's done this before. I have never done this, and I'm just trying to figure out what the hell am I doing sitting in this house? Okay, who's this guy I'm sitting next to? And then all of a sudden, little things started going a little crazy. I remember getting a cold chill. I remember looking at the floor and asking Landon at that point, is there something underneath this floor? Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah, you were feeling bumps under the floor or something.
Yeah, and it wasn't later at that same moment that Landon actually caught video of me looking down at the floor. You can see my reaction to getting chills, and we actually had something forming.
Yeah, it formed out at the edge of the window, which is what's so amazing about this piece of footage is that you can see it, full frame. You can see it form from its beginning stage to coming down the left side of the frame and then morphing, literally growing and morphing. And then coming right in between you and I sitting in the floor.
And then go down into the floor.
And then go down into the floor where we're sitting in the floor asking questions. I believe we were using like a spirit box and we had a K2 that was going crazy.
Yeah, every time we kept asking a question, using the K2, answer yes, light it up for yes, and no lights for no.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing. Like I said, we didn't have, do we have a spirit box?
I think maybe not. Maybe
no,
not.
I don't think you started building
at the time. Yet. Yeah. No, I believe maybe not.
I don't remember having a spirit box.
I don't remember.
I remember having a digital recorder and a K2 and a millimeter sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, and then, of course, the DVR camera back in the corner. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I was at that location, the Gaither Plantation, that is the creepiest place I've ever been to. It is. It's nerve-wracking.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Another thing, we were standing downstairs. You and I standing right there, and I froze because I could have swore I heard footsteps coming in the front door, walking down the hallway, but nothing ever passed us.
Yep.
And it sounded like real heavy boots. But, it's things like that. I love the debunk stuff, because there's always an explanation for something. The problem is, I couldn't explain it.
Mm-hmm. I've said this to Jerry before. I don't think I've ever said it to you, but I really feel like if we didn't go to the Gaither Plantation on our first investigation with you, you may have not even stuck around with the group. You may have just been like, fuck, this is not real. You know what I mean? But because of the experience that you had that night, I mean, look, we're a little over a year in now.
Like I said,
and we're still here.
I'd rather be in my bed at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But,
there's a lot of times I would too.
Yeah, right. But, I find myself right now, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. Yeah. And right now, it's what time? It's 10:30. I'm going to leave by 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But, for some reason, I just find myself compelled to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And which, I think is pretty cool. And and I'll be honest with you, the only reason why I joined this group was because of my wife.
She's mad into it, huh?
Well,